As the new meta starts to settle in, is there one domain that is conquering all the others? Well, let's look at the stats. And hold on tight, it might just get a little chaotic. Now, it's no secret that in the most recent regional qualifier, the Chaos domain held 7 of the top 8 slots and 3 of the top 4 slots. That's a lot of slots to hold in the top cut. But before we go off saying that purple is broken, there is no other meta, let's really start breaking down this data and see what's going on here. My team and I went through every single deck list card by card. We really broke down a lot of different data points. Let's start with the distribution of the colors. You see that purple is coming in at about 50%. That's pretty significant when you're talking about a top 8 cut. Now blue is coming in way under that at about 15%. Just under that is red at 11%. Then you have green and yellow, both at about 7%. Now orange is trailing really far behind at 5%. So we have these data points, but what does it mean? Time for our ranger check here. In order to figure out what this data means, we have to first find out why purple is played more than any other color. Well, let's break it down card by card and dig a little bit deeper. So the most common 5 cards that were in this top cut is Stack Deck, Fight or Flight, Called Shot, Hard Bargain, and Seal of Discord. Now, what sticks out to me the most about these 5 cards is they can be organized into a couple different buckets. Both Called Shot and Stack Deck are amazing card filters. You get to get what you need, depending on the board state, or get to your win cons consistently, reliably, and cheaply. Comparing this to other domains just don't have this accessibility. Cards like Consult the Past just allow you to draw. Things like Rek'Sai allow you to play off the top of your deck, but none of those are as reliable as Stack Deck, or it's cheap. Consult the Past is much more expensive and you only draw 2 cards. It gives you card advantage, but doesn't allow you to filter out what you don't need and get what you need every time. That consistency just isn't in other domains. Looking at Fight or Flight and Hard Bargain, these are both fantastic control spells that keep the board state how you want it, so that way you maintain the advantage. Fight or Flight can be used on your units, your opponent's units, offensively, defensively, and can be hidden. It's great for versatility. Hard Bargain is also a fantastic counter spell. So they try to play something, you counter it with Hard Bargain, it's wonderful. Now we can compare these 2 cards to other domains. Every domain has their form of removal, and most domains have their form of counter spells as well. And these 2 stand out to me as some of the cheaper versions of all of that. Most forms of removal cost a power. Most forms of counter spells also cost a power. So to have a little bit of a weaker version of a counter spell in removal, but that costs no power, that's also has several uses and are versatile as Fight or Flight and Hard Bargain, that to me is a bonus for purple. Looking at the cards a little bit lower on this list, we see that they fall into the same 2 categories. Either get what you want, what you need when you need it, or control the board state. There's a few combo pieces here, like Rasha and Seal of Discord, but those are not possible without being able to get what you need using Stack Deck, Called Shot. Again, 2 of the most reliable ways to do that. Now, what this really means is overall meta is consistency and being able to control the board state when you need to is what is winning the games. It just so happens purple is better at that right now than any other domain. So does this mean that the meta is completely broken, that purple is overpowered and you should never play anything in competition besides purple? No, absolutely not. This has one of the most diverse metas I have ever seen in any TCG. From Nexus Night all the way up to Regional Qualifiers, you can see any and all legends being played, which is absolutely amazing. That is where you want the meta to be. Right now, there's only less than 600 cards, and consistency is always going to win out for everything else. So purple, right now, just so happens to be the most consistent at getting the cards that you need. And that's why we're seeing the dominance that we are seeing with it currently. So what does this mean for the other domains coming in the future? Well, honestly, we're probably going to see a lot more of the same. Some form of board state control and getting what you need when you need it. Now, these are going to be unique for each domain. The domain uniqueness and the ways that they do things is part of the reason why the meta is so diverse in the first place. I don't see them changing it at all. But I do see them getting a little bit more consistency in how you get what you need within your deck across all domains. Now, is this going to make the other colors more viable? Well, the other domains are already viable within the top meta. That's the reason why we see so many legends there. If it wasn't the case, we would see only one, maybe two legends being in the top cut. And we're already seeing more diversity than we did in Houston. So this trend is just going to continue the more legends that they add in. Now, right now, we only have less than 600 cards, and purple is an amazing support color. So it just makes sense that purple is going to come out on top more often than any other color. It doesn't mean that they're not viable. It just means that purple means consistency. But this is what I gathered from the looking at the data. What do you guys think? Tell me down in the comments below.